I just spent the last 2 hours talking to white people. Now I need to talk to you Africans and Caribbeans. I need to have a conversation with y'all. Did you see this? Take a look at this. Hit the #1 button. Listen to this foolishness.
Everyone except the foundational black Americans, I hate you niggas. I hate you niggas. Let's die. Ooh. If I could gather all of you in one place with a strap to my chest, you know what time it is. We're gonna have a party. We're gonna blow up the spot. More like me. I'm doing society a favor. But yeah, everybody else, happy Black History Month. I'm even feeling generous towards the
fair use. All it is because we've decided to delineate.
Biracials. I feel like they've been good recently. They can have that third week maybe.
I want you to understand all of that anger and rage because black people have decided to delineate. You understand what I'm saying? Can you imagine that? Huh? I want you to think about that. Here's another one.
We appreciate big, but African Americans have always been hardworking.
But no, African Americans have been hardworking, but I don't know.
But opportunity.
What about?
Now I want you to understand this is two Africans talking, okay, and one of them is trying to. Godfrey, he's a comedian. He lives here, okay, and I'm assuming he grew up in the United States. This is another African talking about the stereotypes that you got the nerve to come to the United States to tell us we don't work hard, and you living under the umbrella of our hard work. You understand what I'm saying? Let's keep listening.
We appreciate that. We appreciate it, but African Americans have always been hardworking.
But no, African Americans have been hardworking, but I don't know.
But what?
Opportunity.
What about the appreciation of the hard work for the immigrants who came to this country and worked hard?
But here's the thing is the Civil Rights Bill is the reason why our parents got to come over here. 1964, Lyndon Baines Johnson, who was one of the most racist son of bitches on the planet, had to sign that civil rights. But you know, Martin Luther King is sitting right next to him.
Right. Yeah.
So that is the reason why Koreans can come here. Koreans, Indians.
Fair use. I mean, I just want you to understand. He's having to explain to this guy that the only reason you're here is because of the hard work of black people. When you're sitting up telling us black people didn't work hard, not only did we work hard, we died for this. We died for these rights that you have.
Arabs, Nigerians, it's because of the Civil Rights Bill. Right. It's because of African Americans, foundational black, coming in here, busting their ass, being treated like shit, being hung, lynched, Jim Crow. From slavery was Jim Crow, segregation, Reconstruction, being promised that they were going to get this, fighting every war. They've been, black people fought in every single war, and still being disrespected, not being able to buy homes. You understand? Burning up of black towns. And people go, well, why ain't they? They saw opportunities. There were black Wall Streets. There were black banks, black hospitals, and they came and burned it.
Black excellence.
Black excellence. They came and burned it because a white woman said somebody raped them, and they never did because a white woman lied. So this whole myth of African Americans not seeing opportunity, they did see opportunity, but.
All right, so those are two different Africans. And let me give you another kind of African. Y'all hit the #1 button. I'm sure you all know this African very well. This is a commonly known African. Check him out.
I consider myself black, but then when I talk to them, they say, you ain't one of us. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm not one of you guys.
Now, for you all who don't know, this is Myron Gaines, and he's made his money in these conservative circles, pretending like he was black and speaking on behalf of black. He basically was the designated black person, but he's not foundational black American. He's a foreigner from the Sudan. And so him talking about black people is like a white person from Ukraine talking about the issues going on in Scotland. You're an outsider, you wouldn't know anyway, okay? And so now that we've delineated, he's lost all of his, I don't know how, he can no longer be an expert. You've lost your expert designation. You cannot pass the Daubert case. This is not in your field of expertise, but we'll let him explain to himself. And again, what you're gonna find, and I find very interesting, the white people know about foundational black Americans. Check it out.
So I don't know what I am, but
what kind of black are you? I want to talk about what's wrong with black people. In all seriousness.
See, again, you hear that, what's wrong with black people? And that's the cue for Myron Gaines to come in and, oh, black people are ignorant and ghetto and blah, 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 this, that, and the other. That was his cue. See, he has no loyalty to foundational black America. He wasn't raised here. And what's his name? Abu Fadi or something like that. So he has they don't ask me. I say, what do you mean what's wrong with black people? We got 1.7 millionaires. Well, you're overrepresented here. Yeah, we're also overrepresented in the military. Why don't we talk about that? We're overrepresented as millionaires. Why don't we talk about that? We don't talk about that. No, you just want to talk about the negative. See, I'll flip the script and say, why y'all overrepresented in people who unalive themselves with their own guns? You see, they don't ask me. See, they cue him up to say negative, derogatory things about black people. But see, now that we've delineated, right? Now they got to get somebody else. Okay, same thing with some of these other folks. Let's listen.
What's wrong with our black friends in America?
Too much.
Do you call them our friends?
You know,
how would you know? You're not black American. Why would you know? You can only talk about people from Sudan. You don't live amongst us. You weren't raised by black Americans. So you're not qualified to have this conversation.
it depends, because like I consider myself black, but then when I talk to them, they say, you ain't one of us. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm not one of you guys. So I don't know what I am, but.
What kind of black are you?
So my family's from Sudan.
Okay.
So you're a foreigner. Somebody type foreigner in the chat room. Matter of fact, somebody type tether in the chat room. You a tether. You've tethered yourself to foundational black American culture and experience, and you benefit from it by denigrating it and performing for white people. That's what you do. You are the parrot. You have a white racist a bigot with his hand up your backside like a puppet, working your mouth. That's what you're doing. You're saying what they want you to say. Okay, so that's what makes you a tether. Not all immigrants are tethers, but this is one. Okay, someone who tethers himself to the black community and denigrates it and talk bad about it. You understand?
It really means
so you ain't black.
The land of the blacks. But yeah, to them,
no, you're not.
Black.
You're a foreigner.
Yep. What do they say you are? What do
they call me a tether.
A what?
A tether.
Yeah, that's what you are. You tethered yourself to the community.
What the hell is that?
I don't know, but I say, you know what?
You know what it is. You know exactly what it is. I want to tether away from.
You want to be a party out, man.
Damn. You sound pretty untethered.
So their rule is this. If you're not able to trace back to like a slave, you're not considered black. You're not a foundational black American. You're a tether is what they call.
So white people created black people.
So you hear that? You see which direction white people created black people? The conditions that existed in this country created black people, just like the conditions that existed in this country create the white people that we have. That's why we are unique and indigenous to this country. There's no other group of people like us. Somebody type tether alert in the chat room.
Essentially, that's what they're saying. If you're not, if there was,
we're American. What that means is we're American. What that means, just like the people in Japan were created by the conditions, environment and climate and food and culture in Japan. Yes, that's why we are the most American. You see, that's how that works.
In slavery, there wouldn't be blacks.
Yeah, technically, yeah, white people.
Yeah, there would not be foundational black Americans, but for slavery, which makes us unique. You see how that works? Now give us our reparations.
Created FBAs, as they would call them.
Wow.
FBAs? Yeah. That's what they call themselves.
FBAs, foundational black.
No, what we used to call ourselves was colored, American Negro, freedmen. Okay, y'all used to call us the N-word.
Americans.
You're aware of this stupidity.
Yeah, you see that? Again, so this is another kind of African, all right? Now, again, what you need to understand, family, is that delineation has changed everything. Once foundational black Americans clearly said we are a separate ethnic group, delineation has made Africans and Caribbeans have to reassess their positions. Now, they're being treated like immigrants. See, at first they ignored us, and then they laughed, and now they're angry, okay? And when I say anger, I mean you had a woman off. She's about to go straight Osama bin Laden on us with the bombers. You understand me? She talking about where they at. She gonna strap up and unalive herself. That's just crazy. And to put something like that on the internet, that is crazy. You have lost it. If it makes you that mad, all we doing is doing the same thing you all did. We just putting our flags up. And it's got you that hot. You see? It's got you that hot that you are now So yeah, so this is a situation that we're dealing with now. Y'all hit the number 1 button if you can hear me clearly. But anyway, like I was saying, so people like Myron Gaines, they're in a tizzy, okay? We separate, we're a separate ethnic group. Delineation is made. Africans and Caribbeans have to reassess where they stand, okay? And the only thing we did was the same thing we've done, right? The same thing they did, right? The only thing we haven't done is put our flag up, right? We let everybody know we're a separate ethnic group. And for years, everybody operated under one broad black label, even though the histories were different. Descendants of African or American slavery, first generation Nigerians, Jamaicans, Haitians, Ghanaians, we all placed in that one category of black, okay? And when we drew the line and said our lineage is tied directly to U.S. slavery and Reconstruction and Jim Crow and segregation, that shifted the conversation. Now, Africans, Caribbeans are being viewed as the way the system already technically viewed them, as immigrants, okay? And with a different historical claim. Look, it's a classification, but it changes policy conversations. It changes reparations conversations. It changes who the debt is owed to. How can you expect to get as much from this country as we get? And we've been paying taxes for centuries. My great-great-great-granddaddy was paying taxes. That's what I'm trying to get you on. How can you think you can come into this country and get the same amount that I get or my children get, and your people just got here one generation ago? You haven't put in as much as me. You ain't put in enough. You haven't put in enough blood. You haven't put in enough treasure. My family has served in every war. I can trace my heritage back to the 1780s. You see, you can trace yours back to the 80s. You understand the difference? I'm telling you, they ignored us at first. Remember, they ignored us? Then they start laughing. They call it divisive. And now they're angry. You see, it's not uncomfortable. They're angry. Because, see, delineation makes things very specific. When everything is blended together, no one has to confront who the claim truly belongs to. But when you separate lineage, the claim becomes sharper. Whether we're talking about reparations or scholarships, right? They aren't about skin color anymore. You're not eligible just because you're black. What kind of black are you? See, they're about ancestry tied to American chattel slavery, and that precision unsettles people who were comfortable inside a broader coalition. And yes, when emotions rise, people say crazy things. The internet is full of reckless language, but what really happened here is not, it didn't appear out of nowhere. What happened is definition. We put a gate up. Every ethnic group in America distinguishes itself: Irish from Italian, Cuban from Mexican, Nigerian from Ghanaian. You bet not tell a Mexican that he's from Honduras. You hear me? Or Guatemala. You better not tell a Guatemalan they're from El Salvador, or a Mexican they're from Honduras, Guatemala. See, ethnic clarity is normal. And the only reason it feels explosive here is because in America, black has functioned as a political umbrella instead of an ethnic category. And once foundational black Americans said we are distinct, and the dynamic shift, and no one is being attacked, no one is being erased. Y'all can still be whatever you were when you got here. Whip your flags out, okay? But the next time you run for governor or mayor or Congress, we want to know, well, where your people from? Oh, your people from Jamaica. Oh, your people from Guyana. Okay, so you're not black like me. You are black, and we respect you, but you're not black like me. What's your upbringing like? Because, see, most black people, we vote for people because they're our same color, but what's the point of voting for somebody and they have a totally different worldview? Their loyalty is not to the United States or to black American people, but to their home country and their constituents. See, people are being forced to confront the historical injury tied to American slavery and that it belongs to a specific lineage. And that specificity changes the power conversation. It changes who qualifies for certain policies. It changes who who the government owes, and that's what's causing tension. Is we messing with their money. You see, delineation didn't just create division; it revealed differences that were always there. And once you name something clearly, it can't go back. We're never gonna go back to just being flat blackness anymore. You see? And see, these Africans in the Caribbean, they don't miss us like the white folk miss us. See, they miss us because they can no longer get the things from us that we provided while they while they tethered to our culture. And see, as we don't associate with them, they can't associate with us. I want you to understand what I just said. If we say we're not you, then that means they're forced to say we're not them. Okay? They can't get the associating, they don't bring us anything. All right? We can make oxtails ourselves. We don't need kush, couscous, we eat cornbread. There's nothing they can bring to us that we need. And they're starting to feel the pain. This was a one-way relationship. They're no longer being treated like black Americans. They're being treated like immigrants. They're being rounded up. They're being harassed. Any black person with an accent, whether they're Haitian, Jamaican, Ghanaian, whatever they are, ICE is on them. So not only are you black and you got to deal with the racism associated with being black, you also an immigrant. That's a double whop. You understand? That's a woo wop. Somebody type woo wop in the chat room. Woo wop, woo wop. You seen that woo wop before? You see what I'm saying? It's related to Molly Wop. Molly Wop, that's a woo wop. They getting that double punch. And see, unlike black Americans, they don't have the cover that we provide each other. You see, when white folk turn up the heat, we got each other's back. See, when delineation happened, that dynamic shifted. Africans and Caribbeans who once comfortably moved under the broad umbrella of black American or African American, I'm African, I'm American, okay, right? Now they're feeling the difference. And for years, being associated with black Americans came with certain cultural and political benefits. There was strength in numbers. There was shared visibility. There was a built-in coalition that carried weight in media, politics, and social conversations. It's nothing to have somebody whose people aren't even from here representing us in media, speaking on behalf of black issues and being a part. You could look at the African Congressional Congress, the black congressmen and women. A lot of them are immigrants or people first, second generation. We didn't have a problem with it. But see, once black Americans start clearly separating ourselves, the automatic association changed. Now Africans and Caribbeans are more visibly treated as what they technically are in the system. That's immigrants. And in America, being an immigrant comes with its own challenges. It means different policy categories. It means different political treatment. It means different assumptions. And so before everything was blended together, if something affected black people, everyone was counted in the same way. But now that the lines are clear, the experiences are being separated too. And that separation is